What's up, guys? Marjack79 here, and I just 100% in Super Mario Odyssey. Let's talk about it. First off, thank you for everyone for actually clicking on this video, as there is a bajillion reviews out for this game right now, and you chose to listen to my opinion. I really appreciate that. So obviously the questions everybody has right now: is this game better than The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild? Is this game of the year? And is this the best game of all time? So let's talk about it. So, is it better than Zelda? The short answer is yes. Yes, it is. Why? Mario does not stop. Every single ounce of this masterpiece had my heart smiling, pounding, and in some sections, skipping a beat. This game is 100% the spiritual successor to Super Mario 64. From the first moon you collect to the 999th moon that you collect. I absolutely could not put this game down. My final log time was around, I would say, about 90 hours. And I'm telling you guys, I enjoyed every single minute of it. Now, I absolutely loved Zelda Breath of the Wild too, but it had a fetch quest that I was not a fan of. I'm pretty sure everybody should know what fetch quest I'm talking about. Those Kokoroy seeds. The only reason I collected the Kokoroy seeds was to expand my inventory. But once I got to about 250 of them, man, I literally felt like it was a job. It was not fun anymore, and it was actually beginning to hurt my experience playing the game, trying to 100% that game by trying to collect all those seeds. So I mean, I actually had to force myself to put Zelda down in fear of ruining the experience for me and trying to collect all those seeds. That does not exist in this game. Absolutely not. Like I said, from the first moon to the 999th moon, I was engaged. I was having fun. It did not feel like work. It felt like leisure. Like I said, even on the hardest moons, guys, even on the hardest moons in the entire game, there's about 4 of them in specifically that I'm thinking about. Probably, obviously, the final moon. It was a moon where you have to run down and drop down a level and then get chased by a bullet bill, and you have to long jump a series of platforms to make it back to the end to get the moon. If you play this game, you know exactly what I'm talking about. That moon was probably harder, in my opinion, than the final moon in this game. But even after dying for like the 15th time, you know, you can't get mad at the game. You absolutely cannot get mad at the game. You just got to blame yourself for not timing those jumps properly, and you have to practice until you get it down. So, and even that, I was still having fun. I promise. I loved both games. Zelda Breath of the Wild is one of the best games I've ever played, flat out. It's in my top 10 for sure. I've played at least over 800 plus games over the last 25 years, and Breath of the Wild is in my top 10. But Super Mario Odyssey is the reason I play video games. I mean, maybe I'm a little biased because Super Mario Brothers on the NES was the first game I ever played back in 1992. Man, long time ago. But this game is the reason why I will always be a gamer. This type of game here is what even introduced us to the art form in the first place. Yes, video gaming is an art form, if you didn't know. Like I said, they both deserve Game of the Year, but if I had to pick just one, I have to go with Mario. So, is it the best game of all time? That's the $1 million question. I'm gonna have to say no. Honestly, I still believe that honor still holds true to Super Mario Galaxy. That still is the greatest game I've ever played. I mean, it's the most near perfection to a video game at the time of its release that I had ever seen. I think the main reason that I edged Super Mario Galaxy over Odyssey is because of the music, and that's not to discredit Odyssey's music at all. I mean, the Pop-Up Superstar single in the Metro Kingdom, absolutely brilliant. I mean, that's the perfect song to pull you into the experience and get you ready to play the game. The Dinosaur Kingdom is slipping my mind right now. As soon as you land in that kingdom, I mean, it pulls you right in and gets you ready to start hopping around, collecting coins and collecting moons. Now, there are aspects of Odyssey that I definitely liked more than Galaxy. The overall scope of the kingdom layout, I definitely think that was better than Galaxy. I liked collecting the moons a little bit more so than collecting the stars. I believe I had a little bit more fun there. But where Galaxy, I think, still outclasses Odyssey is the Bowser battle. Absolutely, the final Bowser battle and the music is the main reasons why I think Galaxy still outclasses Odyssey. Well, not necessarily outclasses, but just better. Only by just, I mean, and this only comes down to just personal opinions, guys. I mean, they're both still absolutely near, I mean, 99 out of 100 perfect games. I don't like giving games absolutely perfect scores. I mean, there's always something that can be tweaked or reworked. I mean, it was a few moons where, you know, they probably could have reworked the camera a bit, that I had to spin around the camera myself, especially on those tougher moons, like, you know, the Master Cup Koopa races, and then some of those final moons on the dark side of the moon. That would have helped out a bit, but overall, I mean, that's just nitpicking, honestly. Now, if I had to pick a favorite kingdom out of the entire game, I would definitely say it would have to be a tie between the Metro Kingdom and Bowser's Kingdom. And the reason for that is the Metro Kingdom is the most different type of Mario level I think we've ever seen. I mean, you're platforming literally in a representation of New York City. That is awesome. That was absolutely a step in the right direction, and I can see why they promoted that specific kingdom so much, because it was definitely the standout in the game. And like I said, the Bowser Kingdom was also my favorite for what I just mentioned. Obviously, I've always had a soft spot in my heart for feudal Japan in general. So I mean, any kind of like Japanese music or Japanese atmosphere in any video game or anything I'm interested in, I'm all for it. Also, I've also been seeing a lot of questions: is the final level in Super Mario Odyssey the hardest level in Mario game history? I'm gonna honestly have to say no. That honor, I think, still belongs to the perfect run in Super Mario Galaxy 2. The final level in that, without being able to take a single hit, that took me forever. So, I also wanted to talk about Cappy. Cappy, I think, is the greatest addition to a Mario game in its history. It finally gives Mario a permanent attack. It's a ranged attack. It can be manipulated with the Joy-Cons if you're playing with the motion controls, which I absolutely recommend that. The game recommends that as well. It'll prompt you to take the Joy-Cons off of the Switch itself and plug the Switch into the port, which you almost absolutely have to do that on some of the moons, because some of the moons are actually impossible to get without using the motion controls. So yeah, you have to do that. FYI. But yeah, man, Cappy is definitely one of the best additions to any video game that has a story to history that I've ever seen. I mean, it changes the formula up almost completely, from his personality to his ability to attack, and obviously his ability to take over almost any enemy in the game, guys. Yeah, heck, the more I talk about this game, the more I feel like maybe this is the greatest game of all time, because almost any enemy in the game, you can take them over with Cappy, and there's specific moons that you can get control at almost every enemy in the game. So I mean, it changes up the formula completely. So I'm dying to know how much design time they put into each aspect of this game. I mean, it's outstanding. All right, and then also I've been seeing a lot of questions. Is this game single-handedly worth the purchase of a Nintendo Switch? Yes, yes, yes. Go out, find a Switch, buy this game, play it. This single game alone, even if you've never been a Legend of Zelda fan, even if you've never been a Super Mario fan, and then I'll flip it around on you. If you've ever been a Super Mario fan, buy a Nintendo Switch. That's all I can say. Buy a Nintendo Switch. You would not be disappointed. This is gaming bliss. This is the reason why we all play video games. Don't be put off by, oh, Mario's for kids and all that. No, this game is difficult. I would not lie. This game is difficult. I mean, at the final hour, when you're collecting those last moons, I mean, it's Dark Souls difficult. Perhaps even beyond that. And the only people that would disagree with that is the people that have never played a 3D Mario game trying to 100% it. So, in closing, guys, yes, this is the Nintendo Switch's best game. If I had to give The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild a 99 out of 100, I would give this a 99.5 out of 100. Yeah, I know that's a little corny, but yeah, that's it. It's my review and it's my score. So yes, and this is the game of the year, without a doubt in my mind. This is absolutely the game of the year. I would be shocked if it didn't. I mean, obviously, it's gonna come down to whether or not you like Zelda or Mario better. I don't think anything else is even gonna remotely challenge it. This is the game of the year. Perhaps even the best game of the decade so far. I mean, I've played a lot of games in the past 7 years. Yeah, this is clearly in the top 5, without a doubt. Maybe probably in the top 3. This is the reason that I will always love video games. For a game like this, this is the reason I will always be a gamer. If you like this video, I would really appreciate it if you look towards the left and hit that like button for me. I would really appreciate it. And if you want to see more Mario content or more Zelda content, there's plenty of stuff on the channel. You can find me at www.youtube.com/markjack79, and you can follow me on Facebook at www.facebook.com/markjack79. Man, I would really appreciate it, guys. Oh yeah, and then obviously I hope y'all are appreciating the little amiibo collection that I got going on here. These are all characters that you actually see within the game too, FYI. So it's just not a random assortment of amiibos that I have here. So yeah, so other than that, guys, that's about it. Thank you for watching, and until then, I will see you guys on the next one. I'll catch you later, guys. See ya.